Salam Malaysia and Vanakkam kepada semua penonton dan pendengar. Saya Fadli.
Dan saya Vignesh.
Hari ini kita berbesar hati untuk memperkenalkan seorang tokoh yang cukup dikenali di politik akar umbi.
Beliau ialah Cikgu Seger, pengurusi negeri Selangor, bagi Urimai, seorang pemimpin yang penuh dengan dedikasi, perjuangan dan komitmen kepada rakyat, dan juga TikTok viral.
Suaranya telah menjadi nadi masyarakat, pejuang keadilan dan kesesamaan. Tanpa melengahkan masa, let's call him to our Dialog Nasional, Cikgu Sekar.
Welcome, sir.
Vanakkam, salam sejahtera.
Salam sejahtera.
In Dialog Nasional, we don't drag things, so we will straight away shoot to the questions, sir. Pada pendapat Tuan, mengapa isu perpaduan dalam kalangan masyarakat India masih menjadi cabaran utama?
Do you think other community don't have?
Yeah, it's quite the same.
Semua masyarakat ada. Every community they have a problem among themselves. And you have to look at the background of the Indian community, where they come from, especially myself. So my family, my both parents are rubber taper. We are from estate. So compared to the Malay community, they are mostly farmer. They're living in the peaceful. The Chinese community, what their background? So the background actually reflect the everything, including the unity. So the Indians, of course, we are in the Urimai. We try to, we try to combine all the Indian community. We have a lot of differences. We have a different ethnics, even the Indians.
Yes.
Maybe for Malaysian, look at all Indians. The majority are Tamils. Yeah, we have Telugus,
Yes.
we have Malayalis, we have others also, and we have Sikh. Okay, and we have Tamil, Siron Tamil, like Dato' Ramanan. Okay, so we have a lot of differences, and we have castes, and we have different religion among
Languages also, yeah?
even the language. The language itself, like even for the Chinese, they have a Mandarin, but they have dialect.
Yes.
For the Indians, Tamil, they have a language, even the written. For Mandarin, only the character, only Mandarin. But for the Telugu, they have a different language. The Malayali, everything is different.
Even the alphabets are
Yes. So how are you going to, unite them? But difficult. But time will come one day, they'll unite for sure.
Talking about all this unity, do you think is there any practical steps that can be taken to make the Indian community more unified, I guess?
Actually, main is, I think, education. So we have to educate the Indians. So as what Vicky said, so the educated community, so they have to find the difference between the ethnic and the unity. Ethnic is ethnic. The language. When the majority of them, I think most of the Malaysian Indian able to speak Tamil. 90% they can accept. Certain Punjabi they don't speak. But most of the Telugu or Malayali, I think Vicky knows, they can communicate Tamil. So the language is not important. But the most important, we have to unite. Okay, whatever your ethnic, you unite together for the common goal. So you divide and divide. I think even our population less than 7% now. So soon it's going to be less than 5%. Though you come also line. So how are you going to defend? So it's very difficult.
Is because of what's happening now, like you were saying, do you feel that is the need why Urimai needs to be a political party?
No, the Urimai exist of Urimai is because of after 2022. We find that our voice in cabinet, especially under PMX, the first is Siva Kumar. Okay, we agree, even though he's not from Tamil, but he's Telugu, we don't bother. We accept he's very good Tamil speaking. He can represent the Indian community. After the cabinet reshuffle, we bring in Gobind Singh. So how Gobind Singh is going to be identified as an Indian?
Even in the constitution itself, first when it comes to Melayu, Bumiputra, it comes to rakyat Sabah Sarawak dengan rakyat Malaysia dengan orang Melayu. When it comes to Chinese, it's all Chinese, and also Sabahan and Sarawakian Chinese. When it comes to Indians, they are from Telugu, Tamils and things. But when it comes to Singhs, And Punjabi, they comes under the
Line.
category line.
Line. That's why Urimai comes in. So when Prof left, okay, DAP, after, he voiced out so many things lah, okay, about the Indian community. Nobody there to, come forward from Madani. Because now Madani, we have BN and PH together, which last time rivals.
Yes.
Now they are like friends, thick friends. So, and look at the opposition, there's no voice for Indian community. So, what Prof think that we need a voice from other side to voice for the Indian community. So, which is not, we feel, until now, we feel not represented in the parliament. We find that, look at the Perikatan Nasional, 100% Malays.
Yes.
All the MPs are Malays, not even Chinese. Look at the other side, there is Indian MPs, but mostly silent and mostly hiding in the cave, and there is an Indian issue. Masuk dalam gua. Bila Indian issue, we Urimai come up, even though it's about very sensational, it's sensitive. We come forward, we'll fight. But where the other MPs, when they are in the pembangkang, bila dia jadi pembangkang, dia tunjuk heroism. Cikgu pun kalah. Tapi bila jadi kerajaan, dia very silent because kerusi. Kalau dia lawan dia punya tauke, hilang dia punya jawatan. Sama juga dengan PKR. But I'm from ex-PKR. So I know very well about Anwar.
So, boleh tak cikgu explain kita tentang proses penubuhan dan tahap mana ROS sudah approve pendaftaran Urimai ini?
Okay, masih dalam kita dalam mahkamah lah, final stage. Okay, after ROS tolak dan kita ada proses yang kedua lah, kita kena buat rayuan kepada Menteri Dalam Negeri senyap sebelum PRK, 2 hari sebelum PRK Sungai Bakap kami terima, okay, supaya datang kita ada buat perjumpaan untuk senyapkan kita daripada Sungai Bakap. Tapi Prof, seperti biasa, kita tidak akan tunduk pada apa-apa. We have all the rights.
A lion is always a lion.
Yes. Kita tak perlu tunduk pada ni. Kita tak perlu bincang. Maksudnya mereka nak kita senyap, okay? Dan you kena faham Sungai Bakap adalah kubu kuat Prof. Rumah beliau Sungai Bakap. Dan beliau, tempat itu ada banyak ladang-ladang dan Prof bawa satu yang mana tak pernah wujud di Malaysia, rumah RM10 untuk ladang, kerja ladang. That's a huge support for the Prof. So dia tak campaign untuk Perikatan Nasional, tapi dia just talk about few statement saja. Kita tengok Sungai Bakap, semua tempat PH menang, Madani menang, Sungai Bakap kalah teruk, Indian boycott. So that is lepas tu, after that kita pergi mahkamah. Selepas kita tunggu jawapan daripada
Menteri Dalam Negeri.
Memang tak jawab langsung. Then we go to the court. After we go to the court first time, lepas 2 hari dia tolak. So dia untuk lambatkan kita punya proses mahkamah itu. Actually, saya nampak ni dulu masa Pakatan menjadi pembangkang, dia salahkan BN. Okay. Padahal ini merupakan salah satu hak rakyat Malaysia yang berumur 21 tahun, yang tidak bankrupt, yang waras, boleh daftar parti. Itulah syarat
untuk daftar parti.
Ya, warga negara Malaysia. So, if that fundamental rights also you nak tahan, what you are talking about demokrasi, man? PH tak ada credibility talk about demokrasi. It's a apa yang you dulu kata ni, reformasi. Mana you punya reformasi? So, you sepatutnya kalau berani lah. Saya cabar, mungkin kalau ini you tak ada edit lah. Saya cabar pada PMX, cabar pada Menteri Dalam Negeri, dulu Setiausaha Agung saya dululah. Okay. kalau you a man, gentleman, bagi kita pendaftaran. Kita bertarung lah dalam PRU. Kita nak dengan combine dengan siapa, itu hak kita.
Fight in the political scene.
Yes. So we are now, of course, we are not joining any political party. I mean, any coalition lah.
Yes.
Tapi dia kata ada ramai, even dalam forum hari tu pun, one of the, tanya soalan kita macam bersama dengan PAS lah, bersama dengan perikatan lah. First of all, we are not a registered party. After we registered a party, then only we will have
Join a coalition.
we have to do AGM. AGM. Then AGM. Then you have to, bring to the meeting, then bring to the AGM that which coalition we want to join. The AGM, they have to endorse. This is a political procedures. Takkan ini pun tak tahu, tapi some people are outside, even we are talking with the, just a discussion. Of course, we have a discussion with Mohideen, we have Hamza. We have
Maybe
Ali.
I see the kind of discussion or the assemble when the 11 people together meet up as a coalition startup or something. Maybe Malaysians have the perception that Professor have joined with Perikatan Nasional. That's why they came out with such.
Working together,
And coalition is
coalition is different.
Okay,
We have a common goal. Even we against Donald Trump come to Malaysia. I mean, for the ASEAN, of course, he's coming to Malaysia. So Perikatan against it. Urimai, we also against our PMX nation. So shall we work together? Yes, common goal. Perikatan Nasional against Anwar. Yes. Urimai, we feel that Anwar cheated the Indians. He promised a lot of things. I think he knows better. I think you were following the Indian community. He was dancing like MGR, for the, because MGR is very, even my inspiration is MGR. Okay. Not as a actor, and also as an actor, and also a chief minister. Successful
politician.
He dance and, sing, then finally, what he done for Indian community until now. Same thing. For that part, Prof very critical about against Anwar. PN also, they also have a lot of things. So we have a common issues against Anwar. So we work together. What's wrong? When the election comes, we'll decide. And PN also they have a say also whether they would accept or not. If not, we'll go solo. We fight.
But my question again here, Cikgu, do you think like boycotting Donald Trump coming to Malaysia is going to benefit anything to Malaysia? Because we must understand, in Southeast Asia, we are a trade country.
We are opposing. That doesn't mean that Donald Trump won't come to Malaysia. We as a opposition party, any other, even you as a individual, you have right to express your views. So when the political party, okay, they have a more say compared to any Malaysian. So would may feel that Donald Trump don't come to Malaysia. Same goes to PAS and Bersatu. It's our view. Doesn't mean that
It's not going to
PMX have to accept our views.
Understand.
Okay.
So you want there is a check and balance
Yes,
in every
check and
system so
balance.
that everything can be analyzed by the people.
Urimai, we want to check and balance in the Indian community issues. Look at the Perikatan Nasional, lack of check and balance. They just talk about the Melayu Islam and everything, but lack of the Indian issues. Chinese, this community already progress. They are very far from the Malay and Indian, and the Indians are backward community. So you need somebody to highlight the issue. That's where Urimai comes there.
Since we were talking about Urimai itself, so let me ask, since I'm seeing there's a lot of tentangan for the registration of Urimai, right? What is the next strategic planning that Urimai has planned to, if you are still having this tentangan?
Okay, so we are now in the court. 2nd of October, kerajaan perlu filekan affidavit mereka. Okay, dia kena file affidavit dan kita tengok dia punya affidavit dan kita akan jawab sebelum Oktober 15. Then we'll go to the court lah. So dalam proses ni, court ni very simple saja. This is very direct forward case. And kita ada case presiden banyak. Moda, banyak case PSM 10 tahun. Moda 2 tahun. Kita pun lebih kurang 2 tahun. So most probably we'll get, but it's matter of time lah.
I want to understand, you want the point to be taken by the public, that's why you are talking in that way, or you want the message to reach even the ministers, that's why you are so harsh.
No, maybe that's my way lah, because I'm teaching maths,
Oh,
teaching sejarah. So this is boring subject. So normally what you have to use a very, harsh way,
To attract
shouting, to attract, to make sure they never, because we have 1 hour, okay, 1 hour to learn mathematics, how difficult for the students. Like,
We've been there.
so that is my way, but in politics, okay, sometimes especially for the Indian community, you talk very soft, they just skip next. So you need somebody very very vocal. They want to say, hey, what this guy talking? They want to just
So the key point is to attract the people, so the message will be listened by them.
message will go to the whichever
Audience which
audience or the person.
Go into your answer just now. Okay, just now was more of a personal question. I'll ask a more general question. Okay, how do you think a speaker or a politician himself can balance can balance between trying to sampaikan the message very harshly and trying to create a positive narrative for the future? So how do you think the person can find the balance between the two?
No, we have to make sure our ideas, or whatever the points we want to pass to the audience, must go to them directly. So maybe my way is very, people looking like, it's very harsh way. But my point of view, even my followers, they find that Cikgu is good lah.
It hits the spot lah.
Yeah. Because even David, look at David Marshall, his way of talking, he's different. Look at YB Satish, even look at the prof, even Dr. Samsir, our vice president lawyer. Most of the people, the way they are talking, same like me. They're very vocal and sometimes feel like, hey, people think, why is shouting? No, it's not shouting. He want to stress the point.
Yes.
He want to stress the point. We are shouting from first minute to final, right? There is the time we want to highlight the issue, the point, we have to, make sure our voice is the tone high a bit. That's way how our audience will get the point lah.
But today your audience will understand, Cikgu, that you are not that kind of speaker, because right now you are just speaking to us in very polite and slow way. And our editor need to raise up the mic voice for you.
See, today before I come, okay, I put in my group that I'm going for. So one of my committee said, Cikgu, don't be emotional. Okay, I said, saya tak boleh lah.
Dia reactive to the discussion lah.
Kalau tidak, saya memang tak boleh. Tak boleh. Nanti saya punya rasa macam I'm morally down.
In 10 to 15 years, so Urimai, right now we have like Rancangan Malaysia 13, you was commenting on that, and also Blueprint of India, Indians Blueprint, all these setups has done for Indians. But there is no one government at Apli for endorse these things. For example, don't take me wrong again, Dr. Cikgu, I personally endorse Dato Sri Najib a lot. So when at that time of point, he came out with endorsement for Malaysian Indian Blueprint, he set up Sadiq, he set up Mitra, and he makes sure the mitra is under Jabatan Perdana Menteri, so that instructions comes from the Prime Minister and the things has been done accordingly. But from my understanding, when it comes to the second level of leaders to Indian leaders, the things has not been segregated accordingly to the public or the Indian community. So it's not the Prime Minister's fault. And right now we have replaced another Prime Minister. So the Prime Minister which says that he will solve all these things has not even touched or even give endorsement for such things. Right now Mitra is having problem. Misi is having problem. So we wanted to replace a Prime Minister who has a credibility and also far thinking and also a balance towards Indian community to another Prime Minister. So is it our Indians' fault? Because we was the deciders, voters, which pulled down Dato Sri Najib Razak.
No, Najib Razak fall down not because of Indian. Its own fault. It's about one MDB, okay, and of course, whatever you're saying that he's one of the Prime Minister done a lot of for the Indian community, but don't forget he's in now in prison because he's whatever apa dia punya
cases.
cases, okay. Itu you tak boleh maafkan. Bukan kita yang mahkamah. Mahkamah yang putuskan. So whatever he done, okay, I actually appreciate. And saya rasa malu kerana saya kena banding dengan Anwar Ibrahim dengan Najib, which is whether you like it or not, it's a convict according to law. Correct, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
So kita tak boleh jadi selfish lah kerana dia bantu saya.
No, I'm not, I'm against.
Saya zaman Mahathir. Mahathir bila jadi Perdana Menteri, saya masa tu darjah 6. Just imagine. So, saya lalui zaman Mahathir 22 tahun. Dia jadi PM. Sampai saya belajar. Okay. Dia masih PM. Okay. Sampailah. Okay. 2003.
Tun Badawi naik.
So actually, Urimai's view, okay, frankly, we don't believe on RMK 13. Do you think that RMK sampai ada 1 sampai 12, Indian tak dapat apa-apa, you ingat RM yang ke-13 ni dapat? This is a political will lah, brother. It's a political will. Whether they want to help or not. That's why that day I was stressing that last budget about 421 million. You're giving 100 million for Mitra, and that now 100 million also you're taking part at the KPKT, part at the Kementerian Pelajaran, part even our Deputy Prime Minister pun ambil.
It's for TVET program.
TVET program 10 million. Hey, come on lah. And you say you want to park JPM. Now in JPM. So we may feel that we need not 100 million, not enough. Not even for the education.
So Cikgu is saying that it's not about the individual or the leader or the thing. It's about the policy. So you need to have an implementation of policies and also regulations so that the Indian community can get what they're supposed to get. It's not of the particular Prime Minister or the ministry, but we need to have policies which can implement so that the benefits can reach the people directly.
Okay, kita ambil contoh. Kita ambil contoh. Okay, dasar ekonomi baru selepas 1969.
Tun Razak.
Apa mereka buat untuk membasmi kemiskinan? Okay, as a main. So dalam rancangan tersebut, okay, dalam dasar ekonomi baru yang diutamakan Bumi Putra. That time lah masa, that's why you have to understand the history. Masalah kita ni, kita tak faham sejarah kita. Bila bermulanya, itulah masanya di mana ladang-ladang dijual. Okay, British terpaksa tinggalkan Malaysia sebab harga getah jatuh dan dia terpaksa jual, dan mereka tahu memang lepas ni tak ada apa-apa future untuk ladang-ladang getah. Dia jual, then the Chinese community and small company beli. So ladang yang dulu 1000 ekar pecah-pecah 100, jadi semua masyarakat India terpaksa tinggalkan dan mereka cari. They come to KL. Masa itulah bermulanya masalah masyarakat India. So siapa yang buat study ni? Tak pernah. So masalah mereka menjadi masalah masyarakat India. You know something? Until now, the Indian problem, not a national problem. That's why the political will, whoever Prime Minister come, I don't think so. They going to take care. So we need. That's why this is not Urumai. This is as a Cikgu Sega. I will say that put up some one ministry, especially for the not only for so it's just naming it apa kementerian tugas-tugas khas ke. Okay, put up some budget. Not in the Mitra or something, an agency. We cannot do anything. So if there is a ministry, there will be a KSU. There will be, dia ada sistem dia. Dia ada kebebasan untuk implement. Dia boleh buat dasar dan dia boleh implement. Dia ada satu kementerian. Tak perlulah rujuk selalu satu juta pergi dengan minta dengan Perdana Menteri lulus. You know the process dia, birokrasi dia terlampau panjang dan lama. So now we look at Mitra headed by YB Batu, monitor by YB Timbalan Menteri Sungai Buloh. I don't want to name the person lah. Nanti dia marah pula. Okay.
Kita pun kena edit.
Tak apa. That's why I never name it. Timbalan Menteri Sungai Buloh. So I macam ahli parlimen juga. So I have to address them as a ahli parlimen. So see, dalam untuk 100 juta ni pun dia tak boleh manage. And now they're telling that they will give 20 million to temples.
Tourist attractions. 20,000 for each temple which been registered under ROS.
So why you have to go to temples? You have to remember, not only Hindus in Indian community. I'm Hindu. There is a Christians. There's a Muslims also, Indian Muslim. They also come in India. So you see, ini pun tak tahu you nak jadi pemimpin India.
Correct.
So you can see or not, dia tak ada political will. Dia just nak 100 juta, saya habiskan tahun ini, saya tak perlu pulangkan balik. Alamak, habislah 1 juta, saya sudah spend. Tapi mana perginya? Apa tu Mitra? Malaysian Indian Transformation Unit. Transformasi. Dengan you bagikan kepada COIL tu, sudah ke? Worse than Barisan Nasional. So kalau macam ni, Indian community, how you going to transform them? Tak boleh, dia akan jadi macam ni juga. See, look at the youth now. Last time, I'm a footballer, cikgu, I'm a footballer. Dalam kelas saya, budak lelaki, semuanya boleh main bola. I don't know how your era, now, you pergi tengok kelas.
Semua tak pandai main bola lah.
Semua ni.
Nak sepak bola pun tak
tahu.
So, look at what they are facing now. TikTok, macam-macam. Dan social, a lot of social problem. Baru sekolah menengah sudah mabuk. Indian, I don't know about the Malays.
Rokok lah.
Drugs. A lot of issues. So, dia, after Form 5, drop out. Dia confirm drop out.
So Cikgu, it's not about certain communities problem, but it is class problem, right, Cikgu? It's not about just
working class.
No, I mean the big working class and also the below class. The entire class, not only Indians, but also Malays also getting affected by these government policies.
Yeah, but mostly you look at of course, even my area, I'm staying near to Taman Sri Muda. It's a mix of B40 group. Okay, even Sabahan, lot of Sabahan, lot of issues. Sabahan, Indians, even the Malays, Chinese less. Okay, so I can see that's what you're correct. It's a working class, the B40 issue. It's not it's a communal issue.
Correct. So from my understanding, for example, Cikgu said that NEP was started in 1969 by Raza, right? At that time of point elsewhere, when Raza implement new Bumiputra policies, he also advised our Indian ministers to stand up and also ensure there is a business growth and also the community uplifting, such as that's where Mica Holdings was created, and they advised Mica Holdings to invest towards overall Asian business. But why we fail to uplift it from one university or two universities?
Raza is a visionary leader. He's same like he's better than Najib lah. Okay, so that time he's facing a very tough time because of the unity among the the Malaysian.
After the 13 May issue and all these things.
So he is the right time. Okay, it was right time. But unfortunately he died early. So he's a great loss to the Malaysian
Malaysia.
country. So, of course, I agree with you. He done. I never say he never done anything for the Indian community. There's a tanah hijau or something for the agriculture.
He even asked our Malaysian Indian leaders at that time of point to bring back the for example, the millets. India is Sirudhaniyangal, millets plantation to Indian culture. But at that time of point, the Indian leaders did not bring it. If they have done it in Southeast Asia, we Malaysian Indians can be the highest suppliers for that product. Like how Mara all implemented at that time of point. He even suggested to Indian leaders to do that.
Even Felda, there's Indians in Felda.
Yes, betul.
Correct.
Until now, you know how they benefit.
Correct.
They are mostly educated in
M40 category.
Yes.
Yeah, already in
M40
M40 category.
So it's all because of
Raza.
Tun Razak. So, but that's why that time they have to who to blame. So if I blame MIC, they will say Chegu is against MIC.
We can't do that also.
So normally look at how the Indian community, how they look at their leader. They need someone stand for them. Why Urimai? Because of course Urimai we have a leader, Prof. So people look at him as a icon. He's the one. Any Indian issue, he will come forward. He don't bother. You come forward, he will raise the issue. Why you can do like this for the Indian? Then look at other Indian, all just keep quiet. So that's why there's a people support, even though the party is not registered. We are going to a roadshow. We have a support. We have a support. Without giving anything, people are coming. Why?
Because you're sending them knowledge and also making them understand what is the changes need to buy.
Recent issue in two housing issue. One in the WCE against Kampung Jawa, Kampung Mariaman.
Yes.
So where Urimai stand there. They're landowners. They're not. This is not the government land. They own land. They have a title. So when the WCE take over, a lot of things happen. Court case. WCE used the one company. Just move them out.
Settle them out.
They not settle. It's okay, settle. At least come in discussion. They want to demolish.
Oh.
So we are there. We are there. We protect. After we go in, then only the Adun is coming. Adun Sentosa, what we're going to write is coming. Then MIC is coming. All the parties coming. So for the Indian community, who will see as their hero? Urimai.
Correct.
Recently in Kampung Papan, Pandamaran, I was there. PSM was there. PSM was there. So we are only two party. Then always there is people talking, Indian got 13 parties, 14 parties. Hey, come on, lah. You can have so many parties. Are these parties are really existing?
Or really they are doing politics?
They only we call letterhead party. Only have letterhead saja. Letterhead ada statement saja. Ada beberapa saya tak mau namakan nanti dia orang marah pula. Ada pula parti. Okay, ada satu parti saya kena sebut juga tapi saya takkan sebut nama, you guess lah. Satu parti dia ambil, dia beli parti. Dia beli parti, lepas tu dia join pembangkang. Okay. Dia kata saya lah hero. Dia macam-macam lah dia claim. So you all guess lah siapa nanti dia akan saman saya pula. Saya takut lah.
Kita biarkan je lah topik tu.
Maybe we'll open a postcode for our viewers ke.
So dia guess. See, very simple. We are offered. They offered. Okay. Ada parti, ambil lah. Okay. Prof say no need. Why have to pay? We'll fight. We don't bother. Kalau tak dapat pun, you all got history. Okay, we have history. After left DAP, Prof resigned, David and Satish. David and Satish stood as a independent atas pokok.
Ya.
Dan saya tanding, okay, di Kota Kemuning guna lambang Seladang, PRM.
And also another candidate contested in Perak, Urimai candidate. 5 of you all contested.
So
Hmm.
remember, we can use a common logo. And maybe other party also can give us a logo at the look at our support. Maybe ada party yang boleh beri kita pakai dia punya logo.
Correct.
Problem is dia punya icon lah. Kita ada icon. The person who can lead us. Okay, look at sekarang dekat parti yang dalam kerajaan. Mana ada icon? Icon you bagi duit adalah. Kalau you panggil orang, saya bagi makan, saya bagi bantuan lah itu, ramai akan
So
turun.
we don't have like those days like
Yes.
people call Asian Tiger Rafid Aziz.
No, even Tun Samiulu.
Yeah.
Whatever is wrong doing now, okay. Look at this, it's icon.
He's very influential.
Tun Samandan.
Yes.
It's icon for the Indian community. After so long, even in the Pumbangkang, we have V David, and lot of leaders. There are people look at them as icon. People come to listen. Tan Sri MG Panditan, for the big. I mean, I can see him. The party is gone. IPF is gone, but
He is an intellectual.
he is really a good orator. I know he was my time. I really admire him. So we lost such a leader, but we don't have at the moment.
Because all the educated people, they don't want to come into the politics.
We need. That's why we remain now. We are going roadshow. We want the people to understand our struggle. They have to understand the struggle we are talking about. You have to remember, when we talk about Indian rights, you don't challenge 153. Okay,
Correct.
153 is already constitutional. Okay, dalam perlembagaan kita. So apa yang kita minta? Okay, apa-apa untuk hak istimewa orang Melayu tu kita tak payah sentuh.
Correct.
You apa yang you nak bagi? Takkanlah dalam 400 lebih bilion, takkanlah tak ada you boleh peruntukkan 1 bilion untuk Indian community just for the education. Apa yang kita nak? Education. Kita nak beasiswa untuk pelajar-pelajar. Okay, bukan yang pelajar yang lemah. All excellent straight A's. Dia nak belajar apa? Dia nak belajar doktor. Dia nak belajar law. Dia nak belajar accountant. So inilah the main think tank of the Indian community. Kalau mereka pun tidak dapat peluang, how the young generation going to be come up? That's why the Indian community, the problem the youngsters, they feel that no future. Saya belajar pun tak ada guna lah.
Cannot go anywhere.
Dia pun tahu, dia give up. Dulu masa saya belajar, nak masuk universiti, nak masuk Menara Gading, only ada satu peluang saja. I kena buat form 6.
STPM.
Betul. STPM.
Saya buat 2 kali. Okay. Sebelum saya menjadi guru sandaran, saya part time, saya belajar, dan lalu saya masuk. So now ada peluang matriculation.
Betul.
Matriculation pun ada problem. That's why come back to you. Bila Najib dulu dia bagi berapa seat. Kita tahu tak apa yang dia buat? 2,500 sampai habis dia bagi.
Correct.
10A, 9A, 8A sampai 5A dia bagi saja. That's why the Indians are, thankful to whatever he said. I can
Because I was working in the polytechnic side where Najib ensures 300 outlook seats for all Indians in Malaysia, and we was going to houses by houses asking students, come please study. Even courses like petroleum engineering, sound engineering, and students don't want to take the seats.
So macam tu. Sekarang dia cakap all 10A. Itu pun straight. Meaning that 10 A plus.
But they already discount the A minus.
A minus. So itulah, that's meaning that dia ada macam, saya rasa I pun tak tahu lah kenapa PMX ni, why against Indians? Kenapa dia tak suka India? Kenapa dia tak nak lantik seorang India je dalam kabinet? Dia ada berapa ahli parlimen?
Yes, out of 50 full ministers, deputy and minister, he can give at least one full ministers for India.
Okay lah, katakan dia ada sebab lah, I dengar daripada PKR dia kata no one qualify to be a full minister dalam kalangan ahli parlimen. He can ambil lantik senator seorang
yang dia rasa qualified.
Yes. Ramai KSU semua ada lah yang layak. Lot of Indians ada. Okay, genius.
Yes.
And there are businessmen yang layak juga. And ramai yang tokoh akademik jadi senator. You boleh lantik second finance minister dari mana? Boleh kan? You boleh lantik untuk JAKIM, you boleh lantik senator. Come on lah, you see. That's why masih lagi saya tertanya-tanya apa salahnya masyarakat India dengan why is so against Indian sampai dia boleh lantik Sikh jadi
Indian representative.
Dia kata padahal dia tak ada. The brother said, no, I'm a Sikh. But the younger brother said, no, I'm an Indian.
Confusion a bit, okay. Since we're already talking about this, so I think I will ask you to maybe give a scoring for our Pemex. And from 1 being the lowest score, from 10 being the highest
What
score.
you expecting, bro?
I don't know. It's
I got before ending. I got 3 things I have to.
Sure, sir. You
as a Malaysian and I see as a politician, I see 3 issue. Okay, before I go and rating. Rating sure I will get a bad line. I'm sorry to say. Okay, even worse than Ismail Sabri. Okay, even Ismail Sabri done something. I'm expecting Ismail Sabri become a prime minister. Hey, come on, at least he done something. He never disturb anything, He never disturb anything. Just continue. Before ending, so I got the first thing is Dewanagara. As you all young, look at the Dewanagara. Actually, Dewanagara is in other states. Okay, there's a Dewan Rakyat, Dewanagara. Dewan Rakyat dipilih oleh rakyat.
Yes.
Dewanagara, okay, sepatutnya adalah dia menjadi the Dewan untuk negeri-negeri. Sepatutnya. So, wakil mesti daripada negeri. You tahu apa jadi pada mulanya? Setiap negeri ada 2 wakil.
Betul.
Correct ya? 2 senator. Itulah pada mulanya.
Yes.
Lepas tu dia lantik beberapa orang daripada golongan minoriti. Tapi apa jadi selepas BN berkuasa, dia tambah lantikan semua daripada pusat, Perdana Menteri.
Lantikan politik.
Sebab tu lah suara negeri-negeri, contohnya sekarang ni, ada beberapa negeri ni pembangkang. Suara mereka tidak lantang. So that should be a House of State representative.
When there is no voice, there won't be a check and balance.
Yes. Look at whatever the passes of bill. Contohnya URA. Oktober ni dia akan masuk balik. Kita lantang.
Betul.
Tentang dengan itu sebab kita ada isu di Kampung Baru. Dan juga ada banyak lagi. Saya ada pergi briefing. So ada di kawasan Kuchai Lama, kawasan Sri Petaling. So tempat-tempat tu akan menjadi isu yang besar. So nanti dia akan masuk dalam Dewan Rakyat, confirm lulus sebab dia ada two-third. So, lepas tu dia akan pergi kepada Dewan Negara. Kalau Dewan Negara no check and balance, bil ini akan go through,
Pass through.
then Agong just sign saja. Agong tidak ada kuasa untuk tolak. So that's why Dewan Negara ini adalah satu dewan yang mulia yang perlu kita upgrade. This is not I'm already 55. So you all the young people have to talk. Then there should be the minorities. Wakil minority, orang asli, lain-lain, Nasrani.
Betul.
Okay, orang Siam.
Yes.
Okay. Even Indian got ahli parliament. Okay, at the moment, these people must be ada golongan guru, doktor, professional, not the politician.
Correct. Hire the Paralympics orang.
Yes. So, suara mereka, isu-isu mereka, mana nak mereka bincang? Itulah Dewan Negara itu. Di India, di UK, actually kita follow UK dan India. India, wakil macam mana mereka pilih?
Correct. Film
Dia-
case and also other
No, dia akan undi dalam tun.
correct.
Setiap 13 adun boleh lantik satu.
Satu orang.
It depend on dia punya adun. Bukan lantik oleh Prime Minister, no. Memang tak boleh lantik oleh Prime Minister. The state akan lantik. Dalam sidang DUN dia akan lantik. Di Malaysia ada. Dilantik 2 orang saja. Kerajaan yang sedia ada, dia akan usulkan 2 orang.
Betul.
Dua-dua akan.
Masuk.
Sana tidak. Satu nama, let's say Vicky akan masuk. Berapa orang undi? 13 orang kena angkat tangan. Lepas tu, you, Fadid. Okay. Lagi 13 orang kena angkat tangan. Different people. That's how elected. So, then only, Dewan Negara ini, dia punya, dalam perlembagaan, the actual function itu, dia boleh jalan. Tapi ini tak ada. Itu satu. Yang kedua, DBKL.
Okay.
DBKL ni dulu ialah Kuala Lumpur lah merupakan ibu kota.
Betul.
You know that most of the countries, ibu kota tu ada chief minister,
Ketua Menteri.
ketua menteri.
Okay.
But we use-
DBKL ini punca kuasa ni terlampau tinggi sehingga mereka tidak perlu hormat dengan ahli parlimen pun. Ahli parlimen tidak, no say.
Correct.
Dia ada lembaga penasihat. Lembaga penasihat. I was one of the lembaga untuk excise. Dia ada 2 lembaga. I was 2 years. I know. Kita boleh bawa idea, tapi implementation ni adalah pegawai dia.
Betul, birokrasi yang buat.
Itu isu dia. Tanah mereka jual. Kampung Baru ni. Approval. Dia approve. Dia fikir. Dia ada kuasa untuk approve. Siapa nak check and balance? Ahli parlimen tak boleh. You kerajaan ke pembangkang. They don't bother. That's why.
You need to have Menteri Wilayah.
That's why I say why we need a Menteri Wilayah. Why need the kementerian? Better you have a state. Okay.
Correct.
Of course saya faham memang Kuala Lumpur ni ada banyak parlimen yang ada masyarakat Cina.
Correct.
But Malaysia we can form a chief minister mestilah macam di Selangor ni.
Correct.
Dia menteri besar mestilah Melayu Islam. Jelas Negeri Sembilan. We can put our constitutional. Okay. Since Kuala Lumpur no more ibu kota. Putrajaya sekarang ibu kota. So KL is a commercial center.
Yes.
Correct.
Kita perlukan. Saya nak sebab saya pernah ada bawa isu rumah PPR application about 26,000 application. Ada 300 rumah. Kalau you
Cukup.
you pergi just tengok rumah PPR, kereta dekat sana Wellfire.
Yes, betul.
Wellfire dekat situ. Ya, Merc dekat situ, BMW dekat situ.
Betul.
Are they qualified?
Correct.
Foreigner tinggal. So siapa nak check and balance? Saya ada bawa satu case. Okay, saya fight. Saya bawa sampai setiausaha politik Menteri Wilayah. Dia sendiri tak boleh bantu. Menteri Wilayah, setiausaha politik, how powerful? Tak boleh. So look at the this is how we are.
So maknanya Datuk Bandar untuk Datuk Bandar di KL tu is very strong lah.
Dilantik oleh Perdana Menteri.
Okay.
See, dia maksudnya dia DPKL ni very big.
Betul, dia cover
Okay.
macam-macam.
Setiap ahli parlimen ada satu cawangan. Di Selangor ni ada 12 PBT. Majlis Bandaraya Shah Alam, Subanjaya, Majlis Bandaraya. Ada sekarang ni 5 PJ, Subanjaya, Shah Alam, sekarang Kelang. Majlis Bandaraya Diraja Kelang.
Yes.
Okay. Very small area, different. So dia punya service dan check and balance. Adun ada input.
Even they have Selangor means they have councillors.
Councillors. Councillor appointed. There's a councillors, dia dalam memang powerful. Councillors are powerful in Selangor. They have a say. Town planning dia ada say. TBKL no say. Lembaga penasihat meaning that lembaga penasihat saja.
Correct.
Doesn't mean that Datuk Bandar have to listen. Dia ada pengarah eksekutif. You faham tak sekarang dia punya isu dia? So I tengok pejabat tanah galian dia. Isu-isu yang macam koil Batra Kaliaman, Jalan Maji India. Macam mana koil tu dekat situ dia boleh jual kepada Jekyll. Siapa jual? Menteri bukan. DBKL jual tanah. So, lot of issues. Bukan saja itu.
Hmm.
Kampung Baru, isu Kampung Baru lah besar.
Dah lama.
I nampak macam bila satu punca kuasa dia ada di satu tangan dan tidak ada orang boleh. Even menteri wilayah pun tak boleh campur tangan.
Correct.
Kalau ada menteri wilayah macam lembut macam ni lah. Dr. Zaleha. Like macam dulu tu Tengku Andan semua Raja Nongcik semua. Oh, menteri memang dia ada power.
Yes.
Satu benda dengan cakap dia. Ini
Even
I don't
Dr.
think-
Shahrizad was strong.
yes,
Betul.
I know. Dato' Syahrizad very lady but very,
Very
powerful.
strong lady.
Yes.
So this is one of the Urimai going to these things all. But look like no. We are looking at bigger picture. So that's why then the Malay said, oh, there is a 6 parlimen daripada 11 parlimen 6 ke 7 Chinese majority seat. But we can form dun yang mana lebih dekat lembah pantai ni lebih 4 dun, Bukit Bintang 3 dun. Boleh. Alah, Malaysia pakar dalam tu lah. Sempadan semula.
They've been doing for centuries.
Another thing, the Optimus power come to our PM as well. So when he wants to create a check and balance there, to create a councillor section, or even like what you're saying, that create don't for Wilayah means, then more efficient.
Muda said, start local council election. Local election, the same goes, they'll come up with like Bukit Bintang area. Who going to be councillors? If council election, all Chinese. Kepong, all Chinese.
Betul.
Then how the going to you nak jaga Bumi Putra. So that's why I'm an Indian. I'll make sure we the same time fighting for the Indian rights, we don't neglect the Malays.
Correct.
Kita kena dalam rangka yang betul lah. Jangan pula ni. So you cakap ni. So I said that's why you come up with the Dun Wilayah. Okay, maybe start with the Kuala Lumpur first. Then I see then the check and balance is there. Dia ada ketua menteri, dia ada governor, yang malah ataupun YDP Agong still can be the state chief lah.
Correct.
But I don't know lah whether there's a law sebab dulu Kuala Lumpur bawah Selangor.
Yes, betul. Tanah tu. I think that is the one of the main problem. Kuala Lumpur.
Bagi Sultan sudah
If there is Agong that is willing to sign it off, then it will be okay lah. But for now, it's not gila.
so
But
that's
belongs to Kesultanan Selangor. So you need to wait lah, because next term is yang di-Pertua Encik Perak akan naik Tuan
Yes, Nazrin macam
Duli Amat Mulia Tuan.
that is two things. Then the final one, of course, we have Indian soon. I said about another 10 to 15 years, our population will go down. Now even no Indian majority parliament di Malaysia. Paling tinggi Kota Raja 28%. Okay. So soon will be most of the parliament, the voters akan turun. So there is no Indian majority seat dalam parlimen lah. Dun adalah Dun Buntung dan Taman Dun Sentosa. Other than that, tak ada Dun yang melebihi 50%. Okay, parlimen tak ada. So what are you going to do? Politically, politics is very important. So that's why like other countries, dia ada macam di India, dia ada seat khas untuk minorities. Ataupun untuk kasta yang bawahan. Okay, ataupun orang asli. Okay, ada parliament seat, ada state seat. Hanya bangsa ini saja boleh bertanding. Contohnya Kota Raja, mungkin digazetkan ini orang Sabah saja boleh bertanding. Contohlah saya bagi orang Sabah. Okay, di Kajang ini Bangi, orang India saja boleh bertanding. Meaning that itu kita panggil sebagai parliament seat khas, special seat. That's why some of the minorities still represented in the parliament.
But by creating like this, do you think we will like create more harmony system into Malaysians?
Do you think that I'm asking you the same question. Do you find any Malay MPs fighting for Indian? Do any Indian fight for the Malay?
No,
brother. As far as Malaysian concerned, we can go together. No problem. But we must come when your generation, if a Malay can fight for the Indian and Chinese, then the same time the Chinese can fight for the Indian. Like look at the Zara, the issue. Look like, this is not the Malay issue. Well, look like only Malays are fighting. And there is another case for Indian, Tanis Awari,
Girl.
girl. No Malays talk about her.
Yeah.
And then what you're talking about Malaysian?
Is it our fault to bring that issue to them and ask them to come and talk to, like those days, like say our generation, right? So when we admire your generation people, because at your generation of time, we have uncles, Malay uncle, Chinese uncle, Indian uncle sit in Tetare, shop, drink coffee together. And I go back late after playing football. If 7:50, either one of them will wallop me, go back first. So they have the rights. My mother gave them the rights. We was grown up and brought up in that ways. But right now, no.
My era lah.
Mm-hmm.
My era, so I mean my schoolmates mostly Malays.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm from estate school, primary from Tamil school. When going to secondary, you know, I can't even speak Malay
Okay.
because of my school, all Indian. Even my Malay teacher, Malay, will speak in Tamil.
Oh, okay. All right. Easier for her lah, I would say.
I still remember Cikgu Omar.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that kind of situation. When I go, I mean, last time, sure, you have to go kelas peralihan. Wajib.
1 year.
Semua sekolah Cina dan sekolah Tamil kena pergi.
Yes, 1 year.
Even though saya memang very good student, saya kena duduk peralihan 1 tahun, then only go to Form 1. Masa peralihan baru saya belajar.
Bahasa Melayu.
Form 1, Form 2 dan Form 3 saya sudah fasih lah.
Mm-hmm.
So sebab my kelas semua ada 3 orang budak India saja. Lain semua budak Melayu. Okay. So even masa agama Islam saya dulu dalam kelas. Saya Ustaz, saya dengar. Saya rasa itu tidak salah.
Betul.
Knowledge.
Dengar, knowledge. That's why sometimes saya faham.
Correct.
Kawan saya, bila dia nak pergi sembahyang, dia kata, hey brother, time sembahyang lah. Hey, cikgu lagi. Dulu saya
Islam,
saya kerja dengan Adun. Dulu sudah jadi arwah lah. So I always remember, cikgu, I mean YB kena bergerak, nanti sembahyang dulu baru nak ini you jadi macam saya punya wife lah. Kita tegur dia kan. So kita tahu waktu asar, okay, Zuhur, semua. So that's my point of view lah. So kalau boleh
You all sit together.
So finally
Your rating, so you are waiting for the rating.
Yes. Who knows, maybe it will be quite diplomatic ke, kan?
Maybe you, after all this thing you have thrown out 1 to 10, you want to give him 8 or 9.
Tapi Tuhan.
no, tak. You nak look at the the way okay lah. Dengan Indian put aside lah. As a Malaysian, look at the Malaysian. Apa yang dia janji? Dia janji hari ni saya menang,
Cuk minyak turun.
apa yang jadi sekarang? Subsidi
Subsidi.
apa yang dia buat? Bukan semua dapat. Okay, don't say that foreigner, dia boleh macam-macam cara dia boleh buat. Okay, first dia ambil subsidi diesel dulu kan. Diesel tak berapa ramai yang akibat daripada tu.
Logistics and all.
Yes, naik. So ekonomi ni bukan just one way saja. It's a chain process. Same goes to sekarang ni. Baru. Okay. So I pun tak tahu sama ada saya akan dapat ataupun tidak. Okay, mungkin nama saya blacklist ke. Dan saya paling penting sekali, that's why I come to, because saya daripada dalam bidang pendidikan, I look at the only way any community to excel only through education. Even Malay, because look at the Chinese. So they're excellent because of the
Education.
So we have to learn from them. Even the Malays and the Indian. And the Indian community, we have a lot of problems. You say starting from unity, we have a lot of differences. But finally, one way you can excel, you change your entire life, your family, future by education. So Malaysia, last time you promised free education.
I don't see
We
it.
don't talk about anything others lah.
Saya
rasa you pun setuju dengan saya. Kalau itu you tak boleh buat. So with the more than last 421, I think this coming maybe 500 billion. Okay. If 500 billion, what is the cost for the education? You boleh bagi sampai Form 6 free education. Kenapa you tak boleh sampai? Dulu you ada janji ke? Tanya Rafizi lagi bapa formula. Dia lagi pandai. Memang dia.
But do you think it can be done, Cikgu? Because you go all over Southeast Asia, education cost price compared to Malaysia, it's much more higher. We are the cheapest.
It can be done, and should it be done?
Can be done. Brother, we have resources. Singapore tak ada apa-apa resources. Kita ada dua. Kita ada petroleum. Kita ada minyak sawit. Kita ada business. Kita ada services. Now Malaysia, one of the, kita tak boleh lagi harapkan pada pertanian. Kita ni bukan saja sekarang, dulu industri kan. Tadi industri banyak sudah keluar. Tapi kita ada perkhidmatan. Kita ada logistik.
One of the best.
You come to Shah Alam, Andri Bukit Raja. Semua, dulu kilang-kilang semua sekarang
Now
jadi.
even the North Port is growing.
Logistik. So do you think Malaysia tak ada resources? Ada political will.
So there must be a will to do it.
That's why you focus. You focus sekarang ni tak apalah. Yang lain-lain tu you. So if he can do it, okay, I'll give him, as you said lah,
8 or 9,
8 or 9. Tapi at the moment, he's keep on ding dong, Dia cakap ini satu, lepas tu satu. You remember tak bila dia kata September, beginning dia nak, okay, subsidi. Tapi lepas tu dia kata, tiba-tiba September 29 kan? I see. Look at the Prime Minister, dia pun tak tahu macam mana dia boleh janji macam tu. Tiba-tiba cakap satu. Esok bila ada tentangan dia akan tukar. No need. Jangan jadi populis. You as a Prime Minister, you have to fulfill your
good states.
Yes, that's why I said very tapai lah. Of course I will later talk about healthcare. Of course, first education, healthcare, housing for the Indian community, estate workers. Okay, saya baru-baru ni di Sepang ada isu banyak isu pekerja ladang. So, but before that, the first education. Kalau you boleh buat, saya rasa every Malaysian will salute him. So this is apart from the politics lah. Look at any prime minister. You want to win the hearts of the youth. So you have to come up with the idea. You have to bring something. Okay, now you look at the UiTM. Ada budak Cina, daripada Cina belajar. You dengar kan baru-baru ni. Local Malay and Chinese cannot go to UiTM. Tapi dah pelajar daripada Cina boleh pergi. Pelajar daripada negara lain boleh pergi belajar dekat sana, tapi dia bayar lah, bukan free lah.
Extra.
Tapi how they can manage? There is a way they can manage. Maksudnya dia boleh menjana dia punya pendapatan melalui pelajar daripada luar negara.
Yes.
So you charge more lah.
Yes.
Pelajar luar negara, the same time you bagi percuma untuk boleh subsidize local boleh, dan kita boleh cari beasiswa untuk daripada banyak GLC, banyak daripada MNC, syarikat-syarikat yang besar dapat. I think this is boleh capai sekiranya ada political will. So saya untuk setakat ni, this Prime Minister, I think kalau saya bagi 2 pun lebih lah.
Okay, so we'll take it at 2 lah, kita ambil dekat 2 lah. Okay. Because I'm afraid takut kena edit. Okay. Again, we like to thank you so much, Cikgu, for coming. We've had a very good time with you discussing about a lot of things.